Hello, and welcome back to my series where I hopefully teach you how to play dodgeball. This is episode 3, so if you haven't seen the other 2, I'll put them down in the description or link them up here in the card. Today, we're going to be covering catching, how to catch, and my tips for catching. If we can get this video to 20 likes, that would be awesome. So without further ado, let's get started. So in theory, catching is pretty simple. It's when the ball, gliding through the air, bonk, goes right in your hand. All you have to do is press either the trigger or the grip, though I recommend using the grip. Like when you throw, it's much easier and natural. Even though it seems like it would be easy, catching takes a lot of practice to master, so don't beat yourself up if you don't get it immediately. It's an acquired skill. So for my first point, how to catch, it's really just a matter of catching the ball. So the ball comes towards you, try to align your hand with the ball, and time it perfectly. Once you see the little green ring around the ball, then you grab it. If you catch successfully, you should hear the sound, which is the same as the hit sound. Most of the time, though not all the time, you'll also see the yellow catch text appear, so that's how you know you've caught a ball successfully. If you haven't caught a ball right, the text usually won't appear, and the ball won't even appear in your hands. It'll just like bounce off or go through it or whatever. When you successfully catch a ball, the ball will be in your hand. I don't know if I've mentioned this in the series yet, but catchouts are a thing, and they happen all the time. It's just a normal thing you gotta get used to when you start playing dodgeball, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So a catchout is a bug that's just in the game now, and it happens when you catch the ball successfully, but you still get out. Even the yellow text will appear and everything, but you just still get out anyway. So I've seen this come up a lot, catching high balls and low balls. I kind of covered it in my last video when someone in the comments asked about it. So basically my advice was to avoid high balls as much as possible. Of course you can jump like this in the game to reach them, or you can even, reach up to catch high balls. But most of the time if it's too high, it'll end up hitting your fingertips and you won't be able to grab it. And with low balls, you want to kind of crouch in real life and sweep your hand up. It's kind of more natural to put your hand sideways and kind of sweep it up. That's what I do anyway, and it helps out a lot. So in general, my advice would just be to avoid high balls, low balls, and balls that are off to the side. So when you're first starting out learning how to catch, I definitely recommend you stay stationary. Don't charge the ball. This is something that you'll learn later on, and you'll acquire that skill eventually, but it's easier if you just stay stationary when you're first learning how to catch. Well, it kind of depends on the person. Some people, it might be beneficial to just stay stationary and try to catch the best balls as possible so that you get practice. But for others, like me, for example, when I first started out, I went for every ball. I would try to catch any ball I could just so I can get practice. And I think personally that has helped me out a lot, but it could be different for every person. As with anything, and I know I've said this multiple times before, but practice really is key. You have to practice catching if you want to get good at it. So definitely don't strafe, try to stay still and catch the ball. You'll get better as time goes on, and it's okay if you're not good at it at first. I wasn't good at catching at first. Of course I wasn't. If you still doubt yourself, let me tell you a little story. When I first started playing Rec Room and I was introduced to dodgeball by my friend Gummy, I would play with high-level dodgeball players all the time. But the thing is, I was always on the sidelines because I couldn't compete with them. I didn't know how to catch, I couldn't throw properly, I was just not good at dodgeball at all. Even though I spent so much time on the sidelines, the important thing was I kept going and I kept practicing. Every day I would get better by practicing with these high-level people. I learned from them. I learned by watching them from the sidelines. Even though I was out, I could still watch them back and forth, see how they caught, how they threw, and it made me a better dodgeball player by observing other people. So I definitely recommend you do the same. Watch how other dodgeball players play and adapt their own moves into your skill set. So I guess what I'm getting at here is catching is kind of a mentality kind of thing. You have to know how to catch. It's not really a physical thing. Of course, timing and position is key, but I feel like that comes naturally to most people, so definitely practice and observation are the most important when it comes to catching. Alright, so I hope that helps some of you out with how to catch. Now let's take a look at some comments from my previous video. Alright, so Jack Jones says, "Can you teach me how to catch?" 1. Check. I think I tried to do that in this video. And how to not get a catch out. Okay, so there really is no way to not get a catch out. My friend Gummy always used to say that if you try to separate the ball from your body or try to get it up off the ground, it'll help with catchouts. I'm not sure, I always do it just in case. It's kind of like a superstitious thing, but I still do it anyway. So if you want to adopt this, just keep the ball away from your body, from your hit zone. It might help with catchouts, I don't know. Other than that, there really is no scientific way to stop catchouts, it's just kind of a part of the game. Alright, Fake Doof says, now I finally know how to throw. Thank goodness, popular YouTuber Fake Doof learned from my tutorial video, this is crazy. Wow, that's just great. Knowing that I helped a struggling dodgeball player, how do I make fun of him but not make it sound ironic? Alright, so next person says this would be helpful for other people, in parentheses, thanks for the content. Thanks, I really appreciate comments like this. It motivates me to continue making these videos, and it's definitely a reason why I continue to. And it just makes me happy to see them, so I appreciate the comment. Alright, next, Quiet Alpaca says first. Like, was it you, or like... Oh, sorry, I couldn't find a single person who asked. Alright, lastly, Rimcraft says, try to do crescendo, solo, or with your friends. I think that's a good idea. I don't think I've ever done any crescendo gameplay on this channel. I might get some friends and do it because I'm too bad to do it solo. And you might see that video coming in the future. Alright, so that about wraps up episode 3. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll read them in the next video. Next video, I think we're going to do an overall wrap-up of the series. It'll probably be the last video. And I'll play a couple games of Dodgeball and commentate on them, taking into account the skills and tips that I mentioned in the past. So basically, it'll be like a big review of the series. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with the notification bell on so you don't miss future videos. That's going to be it from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!